small town in Spain is considering renaming its town because it translates to Kill the Jews. So it's Castrillo Mota de Judios, and apparently it got its name very, very early on. In fact, in 1035 was when the town was named. And right now there are about 56 residents living there. And the mayor has decided, you know what, I think it's about time that we have a vote and see whether or not the residents of this town want to change the name. So some of the considerations include Mound of the Jews, or Mota Judios. And I guess we'll see how this goes, but they are really concerned about tourism, understandably so. And also when the residents travel abroad, they're worried about showing their passport or showing their identification because it does state where they live, and that is a very questionable address. So,
you know, there's so many fascinating things about this. First of all, I can't believe that a town with that name still exists.
Right.
So in 2013, they were like, should we change it? Nah, not yet. Not yet. 2012, Kill the Jews? No, we're still okay with it. Still okay. Like, finally, in 2014, they're like, you know what? It's gone a bit much. Okay, maybe we should. How could it have taken you literally over 1,000 years to change the name? Or maybe we haven't quite hit 1,000. Maybe 2035, they'll change the name.
So Lorenzo Rodríguez is the mayor of this town, and he actually addressed that. He said, those of us who have lived all our lives in Castrillo Matajudíos don't give it a second thought. But the moment you go elsewhere, it sounds bad.
Like, when you live in the town killing the Jews, we don't even think twice about it, right? Like, but the rest of the world, I guess, is kind of verboten. Like, oh, don't do it. Amazing, okay?
Yeah.
And the second thing is their alternative name. Dude, take the Jews out of the name completely.
Mound of the Jews?
Don't do Mound of the Jews. That sounds like you killed them and then piled them up in a mound. That's crazy. Take the Jews out of the name. No Jews in the name. Nothing. Okay, no religion in the name at all.
Yeah. So apparently the town was born in 1035 when Jews who had been stripped of their possessions and exiled from their homes decided to settle on a mound, or mota, in the area. Doesn't mota also mean drugs?
It means marijuana.
Marijuana, yes. But in this context it doesn't. It's just a note for the record.
Okay. Okay, look, man. I don't know, catch up not to this century, to this millennium, right? I can't believe it still exists and that they haven't changed the name.
Better late than never, though, right?
I guess.
Right.
I mean, the Spanish Inquisition happened 400 years after they named the town Kill the Jews.
Yeah.
And 600 years after the Spanish Inquisition, they still haven't changed the name.
It's amazing.
So, by the way, totally random story now. You know that during the Spanish Inquisition, when they were killing all the different religions that didn't agree with Catholicism, the Ottoman Navy sent its fleet over to Spain and said, we'll take the Jews off your hands. Isn't that amazing? So the Spanish were like, really? You want the Jews? And the Ottomans were like, yeah, you guys are idiots, okay? Because at that point, the Jews had been discriminated upon in a really ironic way. They said, oh, you can't own land, so you have to be merchants, where you're going to make possibly more money, right? And Christians and Muslims, we don't do usury. That's dirty. Usury is charging an interest, where you make the most money. Okay, so through that anti-Semitism and discrimination, they handed Jews like the best professions, and then got mad at them for having those professions, right? So now the Ottoman Empire was huge at the time and thought, we could use their help, right? They're like, if you idiots want to kill them, don't. We'll send in our fleet and we'll take them off your hands. So, and they did. And you know that to this day, the head of the top ship in the Turkish Navy, at the top of its mast will have not only the Quran, but the Torah.
Really?
In a compartment, because of the history of the Jews in the Ottoman Empire.
That's super interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.